You like that. Woo!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe, all of our YouTube videos. Hit that like button as y'all enter in. Wipe y'all feet before y'all enter this house. Y'all know the rules. Wipe y'all feet before you enter this house, as well as go into our Cash App. If you guys want to show love to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, go to our Cash App, which is $ BJ Matthews. For all the great content that we drop to y'all for a daily, a weekly, a monthly, we get it to y'all raw and uncut. Make sure y'all continue to support the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, as well as support by getting your membership badges that are available. Excuse me. Like I said before, you know what I'm saying? We have so many great things coming on with our membership badges, you know, up for this upcoming season, which is about less than a month away. The season will be kicking off. As you guys do not know, for the ones who don't know, I'm actually now part of the LA Clippers team staff. So I'll be an insider with the LA Clippers team. So a lot of great perks, interviews coming up for this upcoming season. I can't wait to release it to y'all. But you must get your membership badge if you guys want to be a part of that movement. All right. So that's enough of that. Let's go into the comment section right now. Salute to Dominic Brown. You know what I'm saying? He ain't been in for a minute. Philadelphia 76er fan says, shaking my head, your videos are so late for the East Coast viewers. Nonetheless, keep up the great content. See, okay, here's the thing about the times. And I'm going to probably take a poll. Y'all can tell me in here and also tell me on my community board. Are you guys comfortable with the times being around 7, 8 o'clock, you know, in the evening time during the week and the weekends? Like, you know, LA Clipper Talk Wednesday, Member Appreciation Night. And then I might add another live on, say, on I don't know, Friday or something. Is 7, 8 o'clock p.m. too late for y'all? West Coast time. I need to know. So if it is, I could adjust the times and we can start rolling with that. But I didn't think that was that big of a deal. So just let me know if y'all think I should move the times around. Old Head Podcast, what's good, my brother? How you doing? Salute. Go follow that man, Old Head Podcast, on his social media. A lot of great content. Definitely a historian of the NBA game. And, you know, just what he does, you know what I'm saying, in general. Salute to that brother, man. Go follow his podcast right now. Support him. The realest, salute BJ in the chat. Click don't bang. It's business. Yes, it is business. Hey, the realest, I didn't need you to drop in tonight, bro. I need you to come in tonight because we had a lot of talk about this subject, and it looks like, it's not gonna happen for right now. So I'm gonna need you to come in here and we can chop this up. But first, let's get into the soliloquy. Let's talk about it, man. We got 16 people in here. We should have over 16 likes. Get them likes up for your boy, man. Please get them likes up. LA Clipper Talk, breaking news. It seems as if the transformation is done. The process is over for right now. And it's been announced that James Harden, star guard for the Philadelphia 76ers, will not be making a home reunion to his hometown of LA, California, with the LA Clippers. He is not going to be able to sign with the Clippers, according to reports by Brian Windhorst. That was reported this morning. It said Clippers reported ended James Harden trade talks. Now, I'm going to go through what has been said, and I'm going to go with my thoughts about it as well, and I'm going to let y'all in. Not going to have you on all night because we did do a show this morning, so I had to report this for the masses. But let's get into it and make sure y'all smash that like button. So it says right here, Clippers reportedly ended James Harden trade talks. It says September 17, 2023. That was actually yesterday, or actually today, this morning, 8:58 Central Standard Time. It was written by Arthur Hill. So first thing is first, words leaked out last month that the Sixers had taken James Harden off the trade market, but it was actually the Clippers that shut down talks between the teams. ESPN, Brian Windhorst, y'all know Brian Windhorst is an NBA insider. He said on the latest edition of his Hoop Collective podcast, hat tip to the Clippers fan nation. All right, so let's continue. It says, LA was Harden's preferred destination when asked to be traded in late June after a surprise decision to pick up his $35.6 million player option for the next season. With the Clippers not pursuing a deal, at least for the time being, there was no viable market for Harden, and the Sixers stopped trying to create one. All right, so y'all gonna see very quickly how Daryl Morey made his pitch to try to trade James Harden to all these specific teams, because it's not just the Clippers. The Clippers are just one of many teams that Daryl Morey tried to, move him to, quote unquote. But let's keep going. He said that decision led to angry outbursts from Harden during an appearance in China, where he called out president of basketball operations Daryl Morey. He called him a liar. Y'all remember the video last month? James Harden was in China and he called out Daryl Morey, his owner or GM that he had a close relationship with, called him a liar. And at first we didn't know what was the reason why, but then it came out with a couple of days later that it seems like him and Harden had somewhat of an agreement or some type of a understanding that they were going to move James Harden or try to get him out of Philadelphia if he served his contract. And that didn't obviously happen. He said Daryl Morey a liar and blasted team management for the way it was dealt with him over the past 2 years. Harden also vowed that he will never be a part of an organization ran by Morey. A statement that will be tested when training camp opens in 2 weeks. All right, so that's just how quick it is. Training camp starts on September the 27th, I believe. So yeah, there's a lot of great basketball coming this season. Y'all hit that like button for your boy. 2 more things we got to read. It says, although Morey shopped Harden around the league, he reportedly set the asking price so high that other teams weren't willing to meet it, a tactic that he also used when Ben Simmons asked to be dealt 2 years ago. According to multiple reports, the Clippers were unwilling to part with their young guard Terrence Mann or their best draft assets in a proposed deal. So y'all recall when Ben Simmons was with the Sixers and he was disgruntled and how he was basically saying he didn't want to be in Philadelphia. At the aftermath of the 2021 playoffs, where he basically, froze up in the closing minutes against the Atlanta Hawks, will cause them to lose the series at home in Game 7. Ben Simmons wanted out of Philadelphia. So it took a while. It took toward like the next season at the trade deadline for him to finally get moved to Brooklyn for James Harden. But before that, it was like Ben Simmons didn't play 1 game the next following season. He was, staying away from the team, causing disruption at practice with Doc Rivers. So he didn't play again. He didn't play that whole year. He got traded to Brooklyn, and then he sat out for that, and then he came back the next following season. Right? So Daryl Morey basically used the same tactic. Like, I'm not trading you because you're not honoring your contract. You're not going to get what you want until I get what I want. All right. Last thing we're going to say here. So the Clippers tried to trade for James Harden, and that deal didn't happen, Windhorst said. And from what I understand, it was the Clippers said, okay, there's no deal here. We're going to move on. And while I assume that they could certainly make a deal mid-season, I assume that this is what they're going to go with. All right. So that concludes that. Again, it's reported by Brian Windhorst that James Harden and the Clippers trade talks have officially ended for right now. Now, let's attach a few things. James Harden, I did a video. I believe if it was not last month, it was definitely the month before, where I was asking, why does this cat want to come to LA all of a sudden? He just got moved from Brooklyn to Philadelphia. He hasn't even completed 2 full seasons. Remember, he got traded at the trade deadline in 2022. Or 2020, was it 2022? Yeah, 2022, he got traded at the trade deadline. He did that whole season, and he did the whole last season. He hasn't completed 2 full seasons yet in Philadelphia. And all of a sudden, he wants to end up and get up and leave. What yet again, he went from Houston to Brooklyn, Brooklyn to Philadelphia. Now he wants to go to Philadelphia, LA. Why all of a sudden? According to reports, James Harden wants to play back with Russell Westbrook, a close childhood friend. He spent time with OKC and also Houston for a year. So we do know that, and we do know that according to the Clippers, they didn't want to get off of looks like Terrence Mann. And they didn't want to get off their draft assets, which really isn't much because they don't have really no first picks until I think 2027, if I'm not mistaken. They don't really have any really first round picks. So the draft assets weren't really worth much. So that just goes to show you how they weren't really too serious about James Harden, which I already had reported. They weren't ever really serious about James Harden. The ball was always going to be in the Clippers' court. It was never in Philadelphia's court. because the Philadelphia Sixers are the desperate ones. Now, what's going to happen, in my opinion, is one or two things. Either James Harden can come to camp, which they're saying that he needs to report to training camp. Either he can go to camp and actually not do what Ben Simmons did, which was cause a ruckus, and actually do his job, build his trade value, his trade equity, and then throughout the make the best of a situation, playing with Joel Embiid. You got Patrick Beverly, who's a close friend of his as well. They got Danny Green coming back, Tyrese Mack. They still got a nice team over there, and they added some pieces. But he could either go there and actually do his job and embrace Nick Nurse as well as a coach, championship coach, and buy in. And then hopefully, if he is able to build enough equity and value, teams will look at James Harden and be like, oh, wow, maybe, we might need James Harden. Right. So that's the option one. And then option two, he can just do what he did in Houston and just, start acting out and, being like disturbance to the, peace and all that stuff. And then he could probably most likely force a way out of Houston. Either or. Right. But let me go to my thoughts. Right. Let me go to my thoughts. And as y'all come in here, smash that like button, hit that Cash App as well for this content that we're dropping. Appreciate y'all. The Clippers this year is a championship or bust. I know that people have heard that the last couple of seasons and last year, but let's just call a spade a spade. The Clippers have not been healthy enough to properly compete for a title, and everybody knows that. So I get kind of annoyed when people keep saying that, oh, the Clippers haven't really done anything in 4 years. Well, put some context to that. The truth is that the best two players just haven't been able to play in the postseason. Well, really, Kawhi, this man right here. He missed the whole year in 2021, which was the year that, in my opinion, the Clippers would have came out on top and won it all because they already they were beating the Phoenix Suns, and I think with Kawhi there, they would have beat them in 6 games or whatever. And then you go into this against the Milwaukee Bucks in the final round, Kawhi's already beaten Giannis, and I feel the Clippers had a good enough team to defeat the Milwaukee Bucks, right? That didn't happen. The next following season, we're hearing reports that Kawhi Leonard could possibly be playing and lace him up by, I believe, January. He never came back to the team. So that's another playoff year race. And then this year, against the Phoenix Suns, he's torching the Phoenix Suns. Kevin Durant, Torrey Craig, Devin Booker, whoever's guarding him, he's torching their whole entire team. Now, mind you, he's coming off an ACL tear. I don't think people understand this. What Kawhi Leonard did this season was not normal. When you come back from an ACL tear like that and be able to perform at a high level, remember, he was the best player. He was the Western Conference Player of the Month, the final month of the season. He was pretty much the best player in the Western Conference, arguably in the league at that the last month. And then you saw what he did against Phoenix in the first 2 games. What he did and able to come back like that from an ACL tear is not normal. That's what we were missing for last year, and that was what we were missing back in 2021 against the Utah Jazz and then the Phoenix Suns and then the Milwaukee Bucks. Right? Paul George, he goes out with an injury as well against the OKC Thunder. First time in his career he ever was out in the playoffs. I want to put emphasis on that. Paul George is not as injury prone as people try to make him out to be. This is only his first time missing one actual playoff series ever since this he's made every playoff series with the Clippers. Right? So when we talk about missing 2 of your primary players, of course you're not going to be able to reach your full potential. Of course you're not. That's just common sense. You take any of your 2 best players off of any team, you're not going to win anything. So when people say it's been 4 years since they've been able to do anything, what they really should be saying it's really been a year and a half, because the only 2 years that they were healthy were in the bubble and then partially in 2021. And we saw with Ty Lue what they were about to do. This team hasn't been healthy under Ty Lue since he's been here. So I would like to see them actually on the court as a full team. They got multiple depth. They got Norman Powell. They got Robert Covington. They got Terrence Mann. They got Ivica Zubac, Mason Plumlee, Nicholas Batum. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they got, the young stud and Russell Westbrook. They just got all the pieces to do what they need to do and actually get the championship. Right? But let's go back to the point. It's a championship a year bust for this team. They cannot afford to mess around or make any mishaps or missteps because you don't know how much time the Clippers right now, as far as the owner is concerned, this is it. This is their last year to get it right. When I say get it right, they got to make at least a conference finals appearance this upcoming season, and that might not still be enough. They need to be aiming for a championship this year. Worst case scenario, finals appearance, right? And when you bring a James Harden in, what are you bringing in? I'm not talking about the James Harden in Houston. I'm talking about the James Harden of recent with the Sixers, the last couple seasons. You're bringing the guy who, yes, will give you about 18 to 20 points. He led the league in assists last year. He does have, good durability for the most part. He does play games. He brings experience. He brings great regular season play. He definitely does that. He's able to bring playmaking as well. So those are the good things that James Harden brings. And my only question was, when people were talking about this subject about bringing him in, what does he bring to this team that we don't already have? Right? We have all the scoring, Kawhi, PG, Russ. We got shooters, and Nicholas Batum, Robert Covington. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Well, Marcus Morris he ain't coming back. Well, we got athleticism. We got Terrence Mann. We got Norman Powell. We got Russ. We got playmaking with Russ again. Well, I don't see whatever good he brings. I don't see what would make me want to get him and then give up our depth that keeps us in a lot of these games that we don't have Kawhi and PG. Right? Because you understand what Daryl Morey's mindset is like. I'm not giving up my star player for minimal pieces. He's going to want something big from us to get him, which is going to be Norman Powell, Terrence Mann. I personally believe he wanted Paul George. Right? So as much I want to say is this. I don't think the Clippers ever took this serious to even grab James Harden. I don't think they ever took this seriously, because he doesn't bring nothing that we already don't have. Right? We already have enough depth. We already have enough great play. We have too many players. Actually, we need to offload some players. All those players I listed, we still got good talent on the bench. We still got Bones Highland. We still got Brandon Boston. We still got Amir Coffey. We got Kobe Brown coming in. That's a whole 3-4 players that easily can give you 20-25 minutes on any team in the NBA. There's nice Terrence Mann don't even play his full minutes. So what am I doing by getting James Harden and bringing him in? That's going to continuously make it harder for all of our other guys to actually grow and actually develop under us. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. James Harden reports again he is out with the LA Clippers for right now. What will happen during the season, we do not know. But the Clippers are not going to be training for him this offseason. And I don't believe they're going to be training for him at all, because the only thing I can see James Harden coming to the Clippers is if the Clippers start struggling early off. And I don't think, based off their schedule and based off of their determination, I think with Russell Westbrook, how he's going to have his team starting off at a quick start, there's not going to be a reason to bring him in. So, James, you're going to have to actually live up to your contract, honor it. You're not going to get out of this one. And it looks like Daryl Morey doesn't want to get you out either. So, tough luck. But, yeah, 2-minute break, y'all. We're gonna go on a little 2-minute break, and I'm gonna bring in, the people in, all my LA Clipper people, and we're gonna talk about this subject in detail. All right. So hold on for about 2 minutes. We'll be right back. All right, man. Y'all smash that like button. Also hit the share and subscribe as well. Go through some of these comments. Mike 2X said, let's go, BJ. Shout out to Chad and BJ. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you coming in. Hope said evening. That's my moderator, my beautiful moderator, Hope. Appreciate you coming in. Coach Do Sports said, salute, BJ. With salute to you, my brother. Jeremy James, what's up, y'all? What's good with you, my guy? And Hope said, I'm still sleeping from watching the Colorado game. How many of y'all watched the game last night? How many of y'all caught that game, bro? I actually had to catch the highlights. I didn't even get a chance to watch it, but from the looks of it, man, it looked like it was a classic. It looked like it was a classic game. 42-35, 2 overtimes. I think a game went on for like 4 hours. That's crazy. He said Harden might not play anywhere until trade deadline. Yeah. I mean, because think about it. It could be Ben Simmons 2.0 because think about it. If you already called your owner a liar, you already called him, you already called him out. You guys see this dude every day. I mean, you're not taking that back. And James Harden comes out to me as he has a lot of pride. So if he says something, then he's going to stand on it for the most part. He's not finna back down. He's not finna say, oh, I didn't mean it, or nah, he's going to stand on what he says. So I think personally that it's going to affect his playing, and he's not going to really want to get out there. But then again, you never know. He might have learned something from Houston, about his trade value. Because think about it. if he don't show up and not play, um, teams don't owe it to trade for him. They don't know. Like all you doing is messing up your own trade value. This ain't 3 years ago when you was like still kind of like prime James Harden. You ain't 30, 31. You're 34 going on 35. So I think teams are going to be a little bit more reluctant to trade for you. So it can go either way. See. But yeah, let me ask y'all: do y'all feel comfortable with the time being at this time? I know a lot of y'all from the East Coast too, like some of y'all from the West Coast, but a lot of y'all from the East Coast and the Midwest and the South. So y'all got a couple hours in front of me. So if y'all need me to start the show about an hour or two early, y'all can let me know, and we can definitely work that in. Let's see. Smash the like button as you come in. Smash that like button. Smash the share, the subscribe, all that stuff. Salute to my man OC Love. What's good, brother? Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing better. Um, so, yep. Mm-hmm. Hit the link if y'all want to come in. Talking about James Harden trade talks have officially ended, and looks like it's gonna stay like that because I don't see the Clippers. I don't see them actually struggling this season where they have to go and try to grab him. So, yep. Let's see. Mm, how do y'all feel about I'm about to say. Um, how y'all feel about the team this year so far? How you feel about the roster we got? Y'all think that we're gonna be in the finals this year? Which y'all got with this team right here? Y'all what's good, man? What's good, OC?
What's up, BJ? How you doing, brother?
Hey, clicking, kicking. How you doing, man? How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm doing better, man. Have to be out of the hospital, man. I've been out for a little while now. I'm getting my strength back, so I'm doing all right.
Are you still where you stay at now? Were you still in the South?
No, I'm from the South, but I live in the Midwest. I live in Nebraska now.
Oh, Nebraska. Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, you know where Bud Crawford from them.
Oh, Omaha.
Yeah.
That's what's up. All right. What you got about with the James Harden not being coming to the Clippers?
I didn't think we need him anyway. I never thought we needed James Harden. I think that we should have been in as a trade talks on him. I think we got the team we need. Only thing I would tweak on our team is the power forward position. I think we straight. Yeah, I was always in the camp that we didn't really need James Harden.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't think that we really need him. I think that I mean at the end of the day, he don't bring nothing that we don't already have. My
Right,
thing
right,
is we got scoring, we got playmaking, we got shooting, we got everything that he brings, we already got.
right.
So Deuce said, "Great news. Now we can get down to business." Yeah, training camp starts in 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. I can't wait. I can't wait for the season to
Yeah,
start.
hell yeah. Um, About to say, do you uh do you think that Ty Lue's gonna actually play the right lineups this year, or is still he gonna be on BS?
Yeah. For some reason, I think I think he gonna do well this season. But you never know with him. He kind of stubborn, man. You know what I mean? I hope he got that Morris shit out of his system. You know what I mean? Him playing him in minutes that he know he don't. Well, he was always trying to make excuses for him. So
All
I
the
don't know.
smoke.
Maybe he thought he deserved those minutes, but it was clear to everybody else that he didn't deserve those minutes. So
Yeah, it was clear as day, and it was like he was playing them, and then he like stopped. He stopped, and he picked it back up in the playoffs again. I'm like, what is he doing? Like, why does he keep playing this nigga? It's like they have like a close relationship or something.
yeah, it seems like they got a close relationship and everything, but you can't be biased. I mean, as a coach, you got to be able to go with what works.
Exactly, exactly. We gotta we gotta play the players that are playing well, and that goes for. And let me ask you this question, because I somebody told me, somebody in the Clipper one of the Clipper fans told me this. He said, you know how we got rid of SGA for PG?
Hmm.
He said from what he's hearing that we got a player that can make up for the loss of SGA on our roster right now. We have a player right now that has the ability to make up for what we lost with SGA.
He think who they talking? Brandon Boston?
Nah,
Who?
Bones Highland.
You know what? I'm big on Bones Island. I think he's got a bright future, man. I like Bones.
Yeah, because he going in, what is his, was his third year?
Yeah, is it third or fourth? Yeah, third year I think.
Yeah, it's his third year. Um, but Bones ain't. It's like we have so much talent on, and that's why I didn't really want James on the team anyway, because we have too much talent. And I think
Exactly.
this is my theory. The Clippers win the championship this year. That will open up for Bones to kind of come up and taking some of Westbrook's time, because I think Westbrook really all he needs left is a championship.
That's to
So
solidify
once he
him.
it'll be solidified. And I'm not saying he's gonna retire. I say he's gonna be like, okay, let's start developing the young guns. I think Bones about his fourth season, I think Bones will be ready to start.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he has the competitive edge. He has the skills. He has the shooting ability. He just need to get that IQ because I mean he's remember he came from the blacktop,
Exactly.
so he still got some of that in him. But you kind of like that because he has a certain fierce about him, and so a lot of them, blacktop players, they come over in the NBA. You bring that mindset and competitive edge, like it can be a help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree. Cause yeah, I like his tenacity. I like his passion. You know what I mean? He got sharp skills as far as
Yeah,
scoring and everything. I think he's just got to get his IQ up there. And like once his IQ matches his tenacity and his drive, I think he'll be a force in this league. If he can get his IQ up to the level of his raw talent, man, he'll be a force.
and you could tell he ready. He want to be out there. Like he just itching to be out there. Um, Dude say Busy can't play point guard. I mean, that's what we seen, but we ain't put him in a position where he has to play point. I think he can play point or two. It's just he ain't been put in that position not to play point. That's why I said Russ is so important because like Russ can, you know what I'm saying, show him the ropes.
Yep.
And I think he'd be willing to do that.
I think he has been doing that bits and
Yeah,
pieces since he got here. I think I've seen improvement in his playmaking already.
yeah, yep, exactly, 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 yep. And he was doing that in Denver. Like, it's not like the dude can't pass. Nigga, he can pass. He can find teammates. It's just the fact that when you talking about a first, second year player, naturally you're gonna have certain things that are not all the way there yet.
Right. Like I think the only thing I think one of the biggest things that ain't there yet is his knowing, and this comes with IQ, and knowing when to score and when to pass. Like he kind of he don't know how to find groove. That he ain't got the balance yet of that.
Right,
And
right.
once he gets that down, I think I mean, like, and I think there's room for him to do that this year.
I think he's more elusive than Lou Will. I think he's more of an elusive player. I think Lou Will is more of a control player. But you gotta remember too, Lou Will and Jamal Crawford were older, and they never changed their games. That's what they were, to six mans and scores. But Bones is 22 or 23.
Hmm.
He got time to like refine his game, and I see a little bit more difference from him and Lou Will. Aside from they both like to score, but their games are they're completely different games.
Yeah, they do have different games. I think he's more. I think he's more in the line with Crawford than.
Hmm.
But I think like you said, he's young. No, he still got room to be able to go a certain way. And like I think Crawford, he was such a scorer that he didn't care to do other things. You know what I mean? He was such a
Yeah,
he was such a freak at scoring. Like them people don't even know how good of a scorer that Crawford was. He never got to really show how good of a scorer he was because he was just forced into the 6-man role on most of the teams he was on. Like you see flashes of it and everything, but I think he was one of the better scorers we've seen in the NBA. I think,
right, right. Because he was 6'6". I mean, well, I mean, he felt like, oh, I don't need to be a point guard. I got Chris Paul next to me.
exactly.
You got Chris Paul next to me. I don't need to be a point guard for what? I ain't finna take his job, so I'm gonna be the best scorer I can be. I'm gonna be the best six man I can be.
Exactly.
Um, I think Bones is still young enough in the team, and I know Lawrence Frank really likes Bones. I know the front office really they actually, I think they wanted to draft him.
Hmm. I think they said that. Yeah, I think I heard them say that.
Yeah, they wanted to draft him, and they didn't draft him, but now they got him. And yeah, I think, man, I think if you give Bones the team, I think down the line, now, of course not now, but I think down the line, I think he can possibly be that. I would give him a shot. I
Hmm.
would give him a shot.
Yeah, I think he has the ceiling to do it. I think he definitely has the ceiling to do it.
Right.
Of course, we talking about him putting it together. Of course, I mean, he don't have it right now. We talking about him putting it together, but I think he definitely has the ceiling to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Um, y'all hit that like button as y'all come in, man. Hit that like button, hit the cash app, right there on the screen. Let's talk about something else. Um, let's talk about PG for a minute, because I wanted to ask this question. Now, remember that whole little thing with him and Devin Booker about a month ago, where he said he's gonna be on his bully shit, and he's gonna, he's gonna be watch out, pretty much what PG was saying. Um, how do you feel PG is going to respond to not just Devin Booker, but the whole league? Because I think a lot of people are still sleeping on him. Like, I don't know if it's because of the injury he sustained or what, but I looked at the rankings. They don't even have this guy in the top 15.
Disrespect. I think that's disrespect. No, obviously I'm biased. This is my team and everything, but man, I think the slander that Paul George receives in this league is some of the worst I've ever seen for no reason. Like I could see if like he had done something severe to be getting the kind of backlash he gets. I think he gets like disrespected like constantly. And then you when you break down really what people hate about him, it's like shaky. It's like smoke and mirrors type shit. Like they'll say, well, he never shows up in the playoffs, but then when you break down the details of it, it's like, oh, he had a bad game here, or he didn't show up that game, and nothing with substance.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I If you really line up PG's career, what about let's say 15 people or 10 people? Let's go with 10. I'll go with 10. If you line up what he's done in 10 seasons to the majority of the league,
Yeah,
he will be in that top 10. Now I know it's not a longevity thing, but even the last couple of seasons, okay, what happened in 2021 in the playoffs? He
one of
takes
the
them to the conference finals.
yeah he was one of the best players in the playoffs. Period.
The best that well, I think he was the third best with Kawhi and KD, and then Giannis obviously came in the finals, but um PG was destroying the Suns. He averaged like 28 points in that series. He led every category in the playoffs. Of course he gets hurt in 2022. Um, and this is another thing with people. I don't know if you get injured, do you think that you should lose your spot, even though you had a great season the previous year, great playoffs? Should you fall out the top 10 because you get hurt?
I think when it comes to injury, I think you shouldn't be ranked. Like if you're going to be fair, you because they never hold it across the board. That's the problem with it. Like they'll say, well, he was terrible because he was injury. Oh, he needs to drop like this. But then they'll have guys like KD or Kevin. You'll have like Kevin Durant, and then you'll have like AD.
AD, LeBron.
LeBron. You have guys that do the same thing, and they still get to keep their ranking every single year.
Exactly.
It
I
does.
don't know.
It doesn't
I
go across the board. That's my
it,
problem with it.
it doesn't. It's like with KD, that's a weird one with me because KD only he can miss a whole season like he did and still keep his because when he tore his Achilles, it was not KD's gonna be out the top. It was KD. We're waiting for the top 5 player to come back.
Right.
That
He's
was the narrative.
right because because with Achilles before before this, people weren't coming back from Achilles, so they weren't talking that. Well, we have to see what he's like when he come back. They was already saying he was going to be the best player in the league still.
Exactly. But with Kawhi, it's we gotta wait and see. Even though I already knew how he's gonna come back because I know how he is. Like I kept hearing that shit all summer. It drove me crazy. It's like we gotta wait and see how Kawhi comes back from an ACL injury. You gotta wait and see. I'm like, bro, I'm just waiting for this cat to come back. And then he comes back. Not only he played the best basketball towards the end of the season, but he actually was the better player over Kevin Durant
Yeah.
in that whole series, in those first 2 games. Like it
Yeah.
was clear he was the best player.
Clear. It was clear. And KD was balling, but it was still clear.
Still clear. Still clear. He's like, he got 7. He's averaging 5 assists. Nah, KD ain't no passer, bro. He's paid to put the ball in the basket. The reason why he wasn't being as aggressive is because it was tough to find spots when you got this guy messing up everything in your offense. Like he disrupts everything.
Mm-hmm. And we all know the key to slowing down. Nobody's gonna stop him. But we all know the key to slowing down Kevin Durant is being physical with him. He don't like when people are physical with him.
Man.
That's why Clippers were able to stay in that series when it was before KD. Before Kawhi and them got there. Before Kawhi and PG got there, they was able to stay in that series because Pat Bev was being physical with him.
You talking about Russ? You mean Russ?
No, I'm talking about even before the 2-1-3 era, the series they had with the world beating Warriors with KD on that team when he was on the Warriors. Remember they?
Oh yeah. I remember.
Before 2-1-3, they was able to stay in that series when they was completely outmatched. Because
they took him 6 games. Yep.
Yeah, they was able to stay in that series because Pat Bev was being physical with KD. He don't like when somebody's physical with him. He's one of the greatest scorers ever. True enough, that's a fact. Nobody's gonna stop him. But Pat Bev was getting up in him. He's getting up under him and being physical with him, and that irritated him. And then you had the statement, the famous statement, well, you know who I am.
Yeah.
And then they end the series when he got like completely pissed off and he had to go off. But it took him to get gritty with that. He had to dig deep in his bag to put them away because Pat Bev was being physical with him.
Exactly.
And we know who the best in the league at being a physical and aggressive defender is Kawhi.
Exactly. Yep. That's how it be. Kawhi was like, "Yo, I'm gonna be going at your neck." Like, every time he plays against KD, bro, that's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
He goes straight at that dude's neck, but it's like again, he gets to keep his
LeBron too.
LeBron too. Bro. I'm telling you, this is the year I really want to see the Clippers face the Lakers, the Suns, and the Nuggets, all in that order.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, if they beat the Lakers, you know what the LeBron fans are gonna say. You know they're gonna say,
Y'all only got one.
nah, they're gonna say he's 38 years old
Oh, of
or
course that.
39.
Of course that they already saying that. That's they shell in the hole. That's they ace card right there. Well, he's old now, but he's been doing this every time they face. He's been
Every time, every time, like he was doing this shit when he was in 2014, like when he's
yeah,
in his prime, bro.
when
Like,
he was in his prime. He's always been a problem for LeBron.
yeah, I mean,
I think more so than anybody in LeBron's career, he's been the biggest pest of LeBron.
yeah, man. We did a show. What was it about a week ago? We talked about how many rings would Kawhi win. I think you were there,
Yeah, I
and
think.
it's crazy when you look at his resume though, bro. Like Kawhi has accolades of a still like a Hall of Famer. Like if you look at the accolades he's won,
Mm-hmm.
like I mean, it's a career for no doubt. It's a Hall of Fame career, but look at the time he's missed, like crucial playoff, series.
Right.
Like he could have. It's almost like he would have if he would have never gotten hurt.
He'd be up there. He'd be up there amongst the at least top 20, but maybe top 10, maybe top 15, 10.
I think he'd be top 10 because he's already top 25. To me, he's already top 25, and that's being nice.
I think my objective ranking for him right now is like 27 for me,
Okay.
somewhere
Okay.
around there.
If he wins this title, where would you place him?
He got to go in the top 25 for me. Period. I don't know what I rank him just yet. I have to go through my list and think about it. And I'm gonna do that as soon as we do it too.
Yeah, man. It's just the LA Clipper live. It's gonna be live this year. It's gonna be much live when the season starts. It's gonna be live this year.
Absolutely, man. I just want us to stay healthy, man, so we can show guys what this team is really all about.
For real. You said Hope said the team in the East is winning the title. Who?
Yeah, who?
Who? Who in the East win the title? Damn sure ain't gonna be Boston. You
Yeah,
ain't think
Kawhi ain't in Toronto no more.
exactly? Yeah, he ain't. Yeah, shit. Yeah. Boston, they as dumb as a box of rocks. They ain't winning nothing over there. Um, Milwaukee.
No, I think Milwaukee gonna take a little step back, and I think that was a bad gamble from Boston.
Yeah, I think Boston's opportunity was this year was last year.
Yeah, I think they messed up
I
giving
think that
away.
was their opportunity
I think that was a bad gamble giving away
to
Smart.
get it done. Oh yeah, Smart was their heart and soul.
He's the heart of that team.
He's like the Pat Beverly of us.
Yep.
Like that's another thing too. Now that we got Russ, we have a vocal leader like who can replace Patrick Beverly, who
Exactly.
is who's a Patrick Beverly, but he's better on the court.
Yep. He's an
So
MVP. He's an MVP version of Pat Bev.
could
Yeah,
Russell Westbrook possibly be an All Star this year?
I think he will be. I think he will be. I'm going on the record and say it. I think he will be.
Because who would he have to go up? Like who's in the West? Steph, Ja's gonna miss time. Dame is not. I mean, I don't think he's gonna really do much. De'Aaron Fox,
Shea.
Shea. I think Nick, man, I don't think he's gonna be on a quest to get the All Star, but I just think he's gonna just come out the gate.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping he come out the gate just dominating.
Just effort all times, effort all throughout the season, bro. Like amazing how that dude plays so hard and doesn't get like worn out.
But even if he's not an all-star, right? I think he's gonna get us off to a good start this season. I think so.
For real. Imagine if we had James Harden instead of him.
Glad we don't. I'd rather have Russ all day.
Me too. I'm like, we already too mellow. We already too slow pace. I don't need to get more slower with James Harden.
And then we got Russ on the low. So he want another bag. He gonna come out and do his thing.
That's a great point you just mentioned. All these dudes taking low minimum deals. Mason Plumlee taking that 1 year. Like these guys are gonna play. Kawhi and PG on contract, bro. They're not gonna be messing around this year.
Right. Right.
Batum's, this is his last season. Like they're gonna be all out.
That'd be nice to send Batum off with a championship too. I think
How
he.
does that sound? The Clippers 2024 champions. That sounds unreal.
That sounds perfect. It
It
sounds like
sounds
it sounds like the perfect way to open up that new stadium, man. I think that's the perfect way to do it.
everything's in line for us, man. Everything's in line, man. But we gotta take the regular season serious.
We gotta take the regular season serious, and we gotta. I like what we did in the offseason, picking up some younger pieces. You know what I mean? So we can get up and down the floor more. We need to get some more easy points. So that's that. I thought that was good for us. And I think, it all boils down to us staying healthy. That's the first and foremost. We all know that. And Ty Lue playing the right lineups, and us just locking in with each other, like staying collected.
Mm-hmm.
All in. Everybody all in. Everybody
Everybody all
buying.
in.
Everybody buying into their role.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I look at it. Everyone buying in, and everyone being unselfish. Everyone, you know, I'm more so looking at Ty Lue. I'm gonna be really, you know, looking at him this season
Mm-hmm.
more than the players because I think our players are like we know what time it is. It's the coach that has to, you know, be on board.
Exactly. Exactly.
Man. If y'all want to come in here, hit that link. If y'all want to come in here, man, chop it up with my man, me and OC. We got 28 people in here, man. Let's get them likes up. We should have over 28 likes right now. All my Clipper people, get them likes up. Get them likes up so more people come into the chat. Um,
Yeah, likes people. Get them likes up.
get them likes up.
BG be giving BG. I said BJ. BJ be giving y'all that good content, man. Get them likes up, man.
Shit, man, appreciate you. How do you feel about how do you feel about the depth of the team?
I think we got good depth. I love our depth. I love our depth. That's one of the reasons I wasn't too hype about the Harden trade. Is why would we give up depth for a guy that's flaky? For one, he's past his prime. He's a choke artist, and he don't. We already, like you just said earlier. He's another mellow guy. You know,
Right.
we already got a bunch of mellow guys. We got a team that's already too cool. We need somebody that's gonna be amped and leading us like Russ. We don't need another mellow guy.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, you know what I mean. He don't want to play off the ball. He wants the ball in his hands at all times. You know what I mean. We already need to be putting the ball in PG and Kawhi's hands. We want them to have the ball.
Bruce stupid. He said Clippers love fest from OC. Glad that OC feeling well.
Appreciate it, man.
uh he said I am for starting the podcast. So if y'all in for starting the podcast earlier, just let me know in the comment section. And I know we got the Saturday and Sunday shows, but for the week I'll start the shows a little bit earlier, like about an hour and a half earlier than what I usually do.
That's fair.
Yeah. What about you? How do you like you cool at the time? You think you want to start earlier?
Either way is fine with me. I think for if people wanted to be a little earlier, that's cool with me. That's fair. I'm a night owl, but you know what I mean. I don't mind it being earlier.
So is this 7:30, 8:30 this specific time, Hope, or this is your time, Central Time? 'Cause I could probably start like at 9:30 Central Time, 7 o'clock here. Okay. She said Central. Yeah. I think I can start about 9:30 Central Time.
That's fair.
Yeah, I can start about 9:30.
Yeah, because I know there's some people that they are on the East Coast. It's probably a little later than, huh?
Yeah, I 11, 12 is kind of late. Like right now, it's like 12:30 going on 1 o'clock in the East Coast. So I can kind of understand them saying it's too late.
Yeah, that's fair.
So um, what I'm about to say
I,
uh,
I got a question. If unless you want to say something, I got a question. Who you, you think Plumlee should start over Zubac, or you like it this way?
I think there'll be certain games I would prefer Plumlee. Because remember, Plumlee's he's a vet.
Yeah.
So Zubac is 20. Was he 26?
Mm-hmm.
He's still relatively young. People forget Zubac is not like he's 25, 26. He's not a vet. He's still relatively young. Plumlee's like I think 33. So
Yeah, I know he was Kevin Garnett's rookie in Brooklyn, wasn't
yeah, I personally think good night, Bruce.
he? Good night, salute, Bruce. Bruce be,
Yeah.
be rolling, man. I love Bruce's humor.
Yeah, Bruce is a life of the party. As far as Plumlee goes, I don't think it's a big deal because I think he's just that much of a professional that either he's going to start or he's going to come out the bench. It wouldn't matter. I think he's still going to be effective. But I ain't gonna lie, I like his energy better at times than Zubac.
Absolutely.
I like his energy better. So if Zubac is tripping or Zubac is getting out hustled or missing rebounds, or then I'll say, hey, sit him down and bring Plumlee in. Because I know about Plumlee, he's good around the basket. He can score. He's relatively good at the free throw line. He's not the best defender.
No, he's not.
Um,
But his passing. I like his playmaking
right,
ability. I like his ability to get up and down the court. He's athletic. You know,
right.
he's smart. Only thing I don't like about him, as far as the offensive end, is his hands aren't that good. Like he loses the ball too much. But other than that, he's got a nice offensive game as far as playmaking and scoring and hitting lobs. I think he's good all around the board at that. But
Yeah, he has all that. He has all that.
but yeah, his hands is kind of iffy for me. Like he loses the ball a little bit too much. But
Yeah,
other than that, he's got good handles for a big man and everything. Like he can go coast to coast, all that.
yeah. Um he has
Zu-
pretty much the entire package.
exactly. Zubac he's a much better defender to me. I know some people be really down on Zubac, but Zubac is a solid defender. When you talk about relative to all the other big men in the league, like he's a solid defender. But Zubac he's a rhythm guy, and my biggest issue with Zubac is when he brings the ball down and let those guards strip him.
Facts.
Like sometimes he plays smaller than he should. Like when he plays like a big man, when he plays like he really is that 7 foot guy, he pretty much dominates down there. But sometimes, on certain nights he'll play smaller, and I hate when he does that.
Yeah, he's a traditional big. I think the one thing I don't like about Zubac is his um whatchamacallit, is his feet. He has slow feet.
Mm-hmm.
His feet are slow as a snail.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm like,
And he's a rhythm guy. Like if he's playing bad, it'll snowball. Like what I mean. He don't know how to break yourself out of a rut during the game. Like That's another thing I don't like about him. But other than that, he's a solid big. People be on down on him. I don't think other than him playing small sometimes and not knowing how to break out of his slumps. He's good at the free throw line. You know, he blocks shots pretty well. He's a solid rebounder. Like
Mhm.
there ain't too much he don't do well.
Yeah, he set solid screens too.
Yeah, he does.
That's what Russ is. Another thing Russ brings. He he actually feeds Zubac more than I think. And like another thing too, Zubac he has pretty good footwork. I mean, as far as I know, he's slow, but he has a nice little hook shot
Yep.
on the basket, which is pretty much money every time.
And when he goes against guys that like he don't like or he got respect for, he kills those guys. Like when he goes against AD, like he'll bang with AD.
Yeah,
And AD do not like it.
yeah. I remember he when the last game they played, I went. I was like, AD didn't do nothing. He didn't put any type of weight on Zubac.
Hmm.
Yeah. If he can keep doing that, then that's pretty much the game right there. Because the Lakers are usually best when AD plays good. I'll
True,
let LeBron when LeBron tries to show out or get his little points, they end up getting beat by double digits.
true, true. Like I liked it when Zubac was going. Remember when they was talking about how we needed to trade for old boy in Indiana? What's his name?
Miles Turner.
Miles Turner. Yeah,
Yeah.
they was talking all that crap about we need to trade, we need to trade, we need to trade, right? And then
Yeah.
we had a game coming up against them, and that's when he had that 30-20 game, wasn't it?
30-29. Yep. He would have had 30-30 if he didn't foul out.
Yeah, man, he was mad about it too. I remember him talking to the commentators about it. Like, man, that was a stupid foul for me. I was gonna have a 30-30 game.
Yeah, I remember that was a Saturday game.
Yeah, I remember that game well. He was dominating too, and he can do that. He can do that. It's just sometimes he'll be down on himself too quickly.
Yeah, man. That's why I think guys like Russ. I
Giving him
think
confidence.
yeah, Zubac is that type of you gotta get him going early.
Exactly.
So
If you give him confidence early, he'll be there all game.
yeah, and those like it goes back with having a point guard. Um, Kawhi and PG are so busy trying to get their baskets. Um, they don't really they're not really trying to play make. They using to play make for Zubac's an afterthought after they get their
Yeah,
shots and
can't
all
really
that other stuff.
they can't really hold his hand and nurture him like he needs sometimes. And Westbrook can do that.
Westbrook plays great with big. I think remember he had Steven Adams. Remember when he was
Exactly. I was just gonna go there. Yep. Yep.
yeah he plays great with usually bigs. So yeah, man, that's good stuff. I'm just kind of like thinking, okay, how did all these guys get minutes? Is
That's
it gonna be is it gonna be based off of just how they play during the game, or I don't know how they're gonna get these guys minutes.
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, man.
I think it should be production based, man.
Yeah, and I think that's what it'll be. I think it's gonna be based off of how you perform game by game, unless you have a set spot in rotation. And the only place I see that have that are Kawhi, PG, and Russ.
Yep.
Everybody else, I think they're interchangeable, and Zubac to an extent.
Yep.
But
Agree.
even him. even him, Mason Plumlee can, like I said, be starting any given point.
I agree. I agree. I think, like you said earlier, I think in certain games it'd be better to start Plumlee.
Yeah, man. Stewie Brewsty said, but Stewie Bustevi said, good to hear Zoo love. He's still a bargain too. Yeah, man. Like we said, Zubac, we don't. I listen to some of these Clipper groups too, and they be like, and it's game by game. It's not even they give him all this love or whatever to if he's doing well, but then as soon as he has like an off night or something, oh trade Zubac. He's not good.
Exactly. Exactly. He's much better than people give him credit for. I give him that though. Than the masses give him credit for. I say that.
Yeah, I don't think the Lakers wanted to trade him. I don't think the Lakers really wanted to get off of him.
Yeah, like dude just said, he's a bargain though. Like
Hmm.
for the production he gives us, man, he ain't getting much.
Exactly. Exactly.
And when you look around the league, like ain't too many centers better than him, man.
I mean, you got of course Jokic and Embiid. You got Cat. You got DeAndre Ayton, and then um Valanciunas, Domantas Sabonis.
Right. Think about the names you just named, though. You know what I mean? Ain't like you naming, scrubs that's on the bench. Those are stars for those teams.
Yeah, they star players. I mean, now he's better than a lot of. I think he's better than Jared Allen. I think he's better than Jake Portal. I think he's better than who else? I think he's better than Rudy Gobert because all Rudy's giving me is defense. When in reality, he doesn't even he's off and on with that. All he does is protect the basket. He has no
Yeah.
offensive. He has no offensive game.
Yep. And he's unplayable in most situations. Zubac's unplayable in some situations.
Exactly. He shit. To be honest with you, what really opened up the series against us and them in 2021, he was with Utah, was that they exploited Rudy Gobert because he couldn't guard the perimeter.
Mm-hmm.
He had to
Yeah,
stay by the basket.
that's T Man's son right there.
that,
I'm telling you,
that nasty dunk.
yeah, T Man made him his little child, man. He gave him a pacifier.
He sure the hell did. He's like, this is my house.
That's what exploded and changed that series was them trying to keep playing him.
Exactly. Exactly. If
And then it was easy for us to dominate them then. We completely took over that series after that.
Yeah, we did. And if I'm not mistaken, um if I'm not mistaken, I lost my train of thought. Damn, I lost my train of thought. Just have to come back to me on that one. But
It happens to the best of us.
yeah, man, because it's getting a little late. But Terrence, man, it's about time for him to get his regular minutes, right?
For sure. For sure.
So what we talking? How many minutes do you think he should be getting?
24, 25 for me. Because he's
Yeah,
interchangeable. You can play him at damn near any position.
yeah, man.
You know,
Play
like
him at,
he's a rotational sub. Like you can sub him at damn near any position on the court.
and then he ain't gonna get tired. That's another thing too. Mm. He one of them type of players. You can keep him in, stagger his minutes, and he'll be good.
For sure. And he's a two-way player, so you ain't got to worry about, well, he giving up this on the other end, or you know what I mean. We ain't giving this out of we ain't getting this out of him. He doing both. So you can play him at damn near any position. You ain't gonna lose nothing.
Yep. Play him at the point, play him at the two, play him at the three.
Shit, you can even play him at the four sometimes. Shit, he's even had a couple minutes at the five.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I just realized that he didn't he guard DeAndre Ayton or something?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Man, this cat he would play 35 minutes if you could play him at 35 minutes off simply just being a roamer and having somebody on the court that can just be another body to guard. Like that, this dude's such a secret weapon. It's not even funny.
Right. Didn't they
I
have him
thought,
at the five guarding Sabonis a couple games too?
yeah, because the reason why you T-Man can play all day is because you're not asking him to do no heavy lifting as far as on the offensive end.
Yeah.
All his energy is going based off of his energy as far as being part in the game, positioning, and defense, and then knocking down the jump shot.
Yep.
Because we got all the offense. He's gonna make it easier for PG and Kawhi to be who they are.
Right. Right. And in the open court, I think it's gonna be big for Russ to be having him and KJ to throw them lobs to. I think it's gonna be big for us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about KJ too. Damn, I forgot about KJ. So you got
That's gonna be them easy points we gonna need. We like last year, even though we was a good team, we didn't get a lot of easy points. And I think we started getting more at once the Russ trade went through, but not trade, but pickup went through. I think we started getting more easy points, but now we'll have a whole season of Russ in the open court, so we'll be able to get more easy points, man. We everything we got last year, for the most part,
mm-hmm.
was in the half court, or like
Yep,
it was Kawhi and PG doing their thing. You know what I mean, orchestrating the offense. I think it's going to do wonders for us to get some more easy points, man. I think that's going to be big for us.
for sure. If we're about to say for as bad as our offense was last year, it was still a lot of games that we were still competitive.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Because our defense was it was up and down last season, but when we needed a bucket or we needed to stop, we did good in those moments. Like I think that's because the talent we have on this team. So like when we really needed to stop, I think for the most part we was able to get those stops last year, especially after after the trade, man. After we picked up, those trade the pieces we had down the stretch, I think we got much better in late game situations where we needed a bucket or we needed a stop. I think we did better later on in that season because I think all the different lineups we was throwing out there, it kept our guys kind of confused on what we was going to do in the close situations. So I think that kind of hurt us in the first part of the season. And then towards the end, like if you notice in the playoffs, We knew exactly who we was going to, so that made things that alleviated some of the pressure of knowing who we gonna go to, who we gonna drop the ball to. I think it was much easier
Mm-hmm.
for us. And I think a whole season of being able to know who we gonna go to and the options we gonna have. I think in the easy points, I think it's gonna be good for us this season.
You see, you look at the power forward position. You got Batum, Morris, Rocco, uh, KJ, and Kobe Brown. That's five power forwards.
Yeah,
So you have to get off. You got first of all who's starting. Who's gonna be the starting power forward? And second of all, what happens to Nicholas Batum, Rocco, and Marcus Morris?
I think we need to get rid of Marcus Morris. I've been saying that for the longest. I think I think Rocco should start, and I think if he develops like I think he will, I think uh, I think the rookie should get some minutes. But I think it should be Rocco and Rocco
KJ.
and KJ.
Okay. And so
Getting
Nico's gonna start probably get spot minutes.
absolutely, absolutely,
Okay.
because you can give him spot minutes at the center position too. You know what I mean? Like he can get spot minutes at both of those positions, and so you don't need to dump a lot of minutes on him. Plus, it's the last season. He's older. He's had his day in the sun, so he ain't gonna be tripping about that. And
Oh yeah.
he's a real good locker room guy. So he's a real positive type of person. So I don't think he'll be mad about not getting minutes. So that's a perfect guy. You need to be like, well, we're gonna cut down your minutes. He gonna take it well.
Yeah, man. It's kind of just like um it don't really make sense for it don't really make sense for him to be playing a whole bunch of minutes and you got all this stuff on the bench and you're right, Kobe Brown, like he's a rookie, so I don't think he's gonna really get too many valuable minutes right now. But I think it's good to test him out.
Right.
Um because I mean, yeah, he's a rookie, but he played 4 years in college, so he understands the game to a
But I wouldn't be surprised if he shocks people though. I would not be surprised at that because I think he got a good game on him, a good well-rounded game on him too. But like I said, it'd be KJ and Rocco for me.
schedule and Rocco.
Yeah, that's what I think. Rocco should start though.
You think Tyler gonna give it to him?
I hope so. I hope so. I don't know what their issue is, man. I think he deserved minutes last year. I think he deserved to start last year. I don't know what their issue is, man. I don't see. Rocco showed me like instant, content. He showed like every time he got in the game, he made things happen.
You know what, is man, I personal, but I really
He drop out. Yeah, I think BJ dropped out. Wait for him. Like and subscribe, people. Y'all getting this good content, man. Like and subscribe. Those of you don't know what goes into making these little podcasts every week, man, it's not easy work, man. Like and subscribe.
yes, sir. You hear me,
What you
dude?
say- what you saying though?
No, I was saying I think that Ty Lue overplayed Marcus and Reggie because he was trying to show his loyalty to them because of what they did the 2 seasons prior.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I think that's what happened. Because there was
yeah.
no logical reason why they should have been on the court. Them guys
Right,
was terrible.
right. Absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree. I think that's what it was too. Like, like they good friends, and so he was like, "Man, I got your back, man. I'm gonna let you play through your ruts." But the whole season was ruts for them.
And what was making me mad was that he kept trying to put on, oh, because the roster ain't all the way. I'm like, nigga, your roster, you're not the average roster. The guys
Right,
on the team that can easily fill in the blanks. You don't, it's not like you suffering from players. Yeah, you ain't got your best players all the time, but you make an actual real rotation.
right. And another thing, like he was giving them these long ass leashes, and then like when Rocco get in the game, like one little mess up and sub T Man get in the game, one little mess up sub. I'm like, come on, man, what are you doing?
Mhm.
But you got Reggie and Morris on these long leashes. They can make mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. You still dumping a bunch of minutes to them.
Mhm. That's cause everyone can't get the leash. Not enough.
For real. It was crazy to me, man. That was frustrating too. That was frustrating to watch.
Hell yeah, man. But I don't
Yeah,
see. I know you. It's Midwest time. It's midnight. So
yeah. I know
um,
you're tired, brother. I appreciate you. You keep doing these, good content. These good podcasts, man. I'm gonna continue to support, man. Y'all like, subscribe, like I said, people.
yeah, man. I got start the Clippers orientation tomorrow. So
All right, that's what's up, man. I'm proud of you, brother.
hey, man, it's all love. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, you stay up, man.
You stay up too, my guy.
Good, good luck in your endeavor, man.
And you too, man. Definitely be praying for you.
I appreciate it.
Yes,
Same,
sir.
same for you, man. I'm gonna pray for you to have a long, prosperous career. But salute.
Ooh. All right. So that concludes tonight's show. Um, Appreciate everybody for coming in, man. Talked about James Harden. He will not be returning, or he will not be returning home for LA Clippers reunion. So let me know what y'all think in the comment section about this. Do y'all feel like James Harden that the Clippers need him? Do y'all feel like James Harden is somebody that the Clippers don't need, or are y'all undecided? Y'all stuck in the middle? Let me hear from y'all, man. But respectfully say until next time, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull out, peace. Out of here like swimwear.
like that. Woo!